you.
Yeah.
Hello, and welcome to an episode of Drinking the Kool-Aid. This is a comedy podcast dedicated to the mysterious. My name is Cassidy.
My name's Amanda.
And welcome.
Welcome.
It is what a world we live in.
What a world. What a time to be alive.
A lot of things happening. I wish things would stop happening, personally.
I would like to put a halt on all of the things.
Yeah, basically anything that, if you're thinking of happening sometime soon, could you just
Didn't you hear us last week?
give us like a week?
Didn't you hear us when we said it was November?
It's November. Leave us alone.
Leave us alone. Stop it. I'm over it.
Yeah,
Okay?
me too.
Thank you.
But do you want to know what I'm not over?
What?
I am not over women's rights, trans rights, LGBTQ plus rights. I fucking will fight to the death for you guys, and I hope you know that. And you are here, and you are safe, and we fucking love you. And
Whoop,
that's
whoop.
all I gotta say. I'm a real hater, but I'm also a real lover.
You're a real lover to the people that should be loved.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You hate the people that deserve the hate, and you love the people that deserve the love.
Sometimes I hate people who don't deserve the hate just because I don't like their faces or something.
You do.
But
do
you know what? That's
you
on
do.
me. That's for my soul. That's for my soul to bear. But I can tell you, I would never vote away your rights, even if I hate your face.
Wow.
You know what?
Fantastic. You know what? That's all that matters.
Draw the line.
That's all that matters. I support you. I agree with you. And yeah,
I just figured I'd throw that out there off rip.
I think that's great.
See a lot of people afraid to say anything. I'm not. I'm not afraid to say anything.
We'll say it all freaking day, baby.
Like, I love trans people, and I will stand up for their rights, okay?
Same.
You know?
Hard agree on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, anything else? Any other historic events that are thinking about taking place anytime soon? Just cut that out. No more historic events allowed to happen.
Also,
Give me, you know what? It's basically the holidays.
it is.
Can we just pack it up?
Pack it up.
You know what I
Wait
mean?
till next year.
We'll deal with that in Q1.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't need that happening.
I just say wait till
Q4.
wait till after the new year. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then you can go right back to being historical.
Yeah.
Right after we have the warmest winter
Yes.
of our lives.
Yes.
Or as I like to call it, the coldest winter of the rest of our lives.
These were the days of our lives.
Then you can start being historic again, okay? And then we'll deal with it. I might wake up and feel refreshed.
Maybe.
I actually, ironically, I've been waking up really early.
I know.
I've become an accidental morning person because I just get bored. I'm really bored all the time.
You're bored sleeping?
No, I'm bored, so I just go to sleep.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I love that.
Like I'm just like sitting there watching TV, and I'm like, I can't watch any more TV. I can't look at my phone anymore.
Better go to sleep.
I'm gonna put on an audiobook, and that always knocks me right out. And that's what I do every night at 9 p.m. I'm like, that's enough of being conscious.
I actually really like this for you because
Thank you.
I've been doing that for years.
I wake up a little bit when my boyfriend comes to bed. He's a real night owl himself.
Yeah.
And so I roll over and what time is it? Oh, it's 1:30, 2 a.m., whatever. And then I go back to sleep.
This is good. I think you need to be a morning person.
I mean, I'm not doing things in the morning. I just lay in bed
That's fine.
and usually put on another audiobook.
But this is good because me and Kate wake up at 6 and we're active in the group chat.
Yeah, the problem is that's not gonna happen.
Oh, well, maybe one day.
I leave my phone does not come off of do not disturb until 10 a.m.
Well,
That is my rule. It goes on at 10 p.m. and then it goes off at 10 a.m. There are 12 hours where I do not get notifications from anything. It's amazing. You need to learn the joy of do not disturb.
I wish I could do not disturb my life right now.
Yeah, it's nice if you have your phone on do not disturb. You don't get sucked in.
Yeah.
You know, because sometimes it'll be like, oh, you just check one notification. The next thing you know, you're scrolling.
Yeah, yeah.
But if you just have it on do not disturb, then that doesn't happen.
Well, I do put my phone on do not disturb and I still look at it.
Sometimes that happens
That's the
too.
problem.
Sometimes that happens too.
Like I'll be like, okay, I'm really gonna concentrate on this story that I'm writing, and then literally every 5 minutes, I just pick up my phone for no reason.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've had that discussion before where I'm like, why are you on your phone right now?
Literally just
and you're like, I don't know. I literally opened it and now I'm scrolling through 8 things.
It's like such a bad trait. I can't stop myself. Like I won't even be looking at anything. I'm just touching things.
Yeah.
Why?
Because you're addicted.
I know. It's so bad.
Because once upon a time, it made those fun little receptors in your brain go, ooh, I feel good. Now it doesn't even do that.
No, it doesn't.
I was trying to delete Twitter, but I literally can't because I changed my Twitter logo to that really bad statue of Melania Trump like 5 years ago.
My favorite statue on the planet.
And I literally am so afraid that if I delete the app, I'll lose that forever. So I can't delete it.
Yeah, you might. Yeah. No, I just also, aside from everything else going on in the world, my own personal life has been just falling apart. So
yeah, Amanda became that actual meme, like that one that everybody knows. That's like when you're literally on like your 13th reason why, and then your check engine light comes on.
And then your check engine light comes on while you're on the freeway, and
then your car stops accelerating.
Literally won't accelerate past 40 miles per hour, and it's 12 o'clock at night, and you don't know what's gonna happen.
At least I fixed your hair, and it looks really good.
You did fix my hair. Thank you very much.
So if anybody that's watching at home, you can see her hair looks really lovely, and maybe a little more platinum, like the way I do my hair. It's because I'm the one who fixed it, and that's how I do my hair. So
yes, and Cassidy said, "Let's turn you into a lookalike."
Yep. And it looks great. She was like, I've actually never gotten more compliments on my hair ever. And I was like,
I did get a lot of compliments.
Don't have to tell me twice.
But yeah, I don't know. That's about it, guys.
Good talk.
I did see the Jonas Brothers last night, though. So
you did.
That was the only thing. That was the only thing really holding together this really thin, like, wire that was my breaking point. You know what I mean?
You know what? Things could be worse.
It could be.
You could be that lady, Linda Boyle or whatever. Remember that it was on like Britain's Got Talent? What was her name?
Susan Boyle.
Susan Boyle. You could be her.
She was a phenomenal singer.
I know, but everyone was like, I can't believe she can sing so good. She's so ugly. She's so ugly. And I'm like, first of all, she was like a pretty just normal looking lady.
That was so mean.
And yeah, and like she became famous because they were like, the voice of an angel came out of this hideous creature. Like, what the fuck were we on? That everybody was like, yes, that's a normal, okay thing to say about a human being.
Dude,
actually,
do you not like that was the whole point of those shows back then, for us to judge the people that like didn't look as good as the other people, or dressed weird, or was a crazy, just character.
Yeah,
that was the whole point.
I know,
but she luckily had the freaking voice of an angel.
She was such an amazing singer.
So literally people who were trying, like, people were mean, obviously, but they had to stop in their tracks because they were like, whoa.
No, I know, but imagine if like you're like, yeah, I'm going to show them. I'm going to sing. I'm so excited to sing in front of a large crowd for the first time ever. And everybody's like, this is so shocking because you're so ugly. You're the ugliest person I've ever seen in my entire life. And looking at you brings me pain, actually. But thank God you can sing. Like, that's crazy that people were saying that to her. Like, that is literally how they were speaking to her. I watched a video of it recently, and I was like, has to be not as bad as I remember. It was worse. It was so much worse than I remembered, like the way people were talking about her. That's crazy. You know what? I would hope we've gotten better as a society, and I hope that lady's having a great life. I don't know what she's up to now. I thought you were quite dashing, and I liked your dress.
Yeah. I hope you're doing good, Susan.
I hope you're doing good. I hope you got your first kiss.
Oh, yeah, that was her thing.
She was like 49 and she'd never been kissed.
Oh.
I hope you got a lot of kisses.
I hope you get so many kisses just every single day.
And she lived with her cat, Pebbles.
Oh.
Pebbles, the cat.
Who's probably dead now because that was a long time ago.
Wow, okay.
Sorry.
Well, sorry to bring that up. Yeah.
How long ago was that?
I had to have been in high school, I think.
I feel like it was
maybe longer ago. Let me look it up. I literally just thought about her randomly.
She just popped into your brain
this week because I was like, that was really weird and mean and crazy.
It was really mean.
And I probably just saw somebody being mean on the internet and was like, that was crazy. And I literally went back and rewatched it. And I was like, God damn, she's a fucking amazing singer.
Phenomenal.
Oh, she got a really nice haircut.
Let me see.
Okay, Bob.
Okay, Susan.
Okay, Susan, go off, queen.
Pop off.
She
looks good.
Great. See, she just needed a different hairstyle. She just had a bad hairstyle. That's literally like mostly what it was.
Yeah.
And like, that's okay, girl. Like, been there, done that.
I mean, literally.
She's still singing.
I bleached my hair, remember?
She's still singing and she looks phenomenal.
She looks so great.
Because here's the thing. She has the exact same face. She just got a better haircut. Like, that's literally all it was. She just needed a better haircut.
Guys, you just got to tweak your style a little bit.
That is so true. That's like when they put the Golden Girls hair on like celebrities that are that age now, and you realize how much like having a updated hairstyle or having a modern hairstyle really decreases your age or whatever by like so much. It's crazy.
I mean, it's so many things, like having hair, like a specific hair, or having like, you know, eyebrows or whatever.
So,
like,
oh
that
my God.
changes.
This was in 2000. Oh, no. Okay, sorry. She was on other stuff in 2019. Wait, was she? Was that when it happened? No way.
It was not. It was like 2007, I'm going to say.
This says 2019. That's
Cassidy.
not right.
That's not right.
Oh, she was on a different TV show in 2019. Okay, sorry. The way this article is worded, it literally is like, oh my gosh, she met. Guys, I'm gonna cry. I'm so happy for her.
This is a Susan Boyle episode. Episode.
I literally love her. Susan met an American doctor while on tour, and they hit it off and started a romantic relationship. She got her kisses.
She got kisses
from a doctor.
Ooh,
she's
you know what?
living the dream.
She's doing better than us.
She got like a cool haircut and bangs, and now she has a doctor boyfriend.
Can you tell me what year she was on the show?
She looks so good.
She does. No, she looks amazing.
I love her. You know what? God, Susan. I love you. Okay.
Thank God for you.
Susan Boyle audition year. Here you go. So other people have Googled this. 2009.
That's
so yeah, we were
I
in
thought
high
it was
school.
about that.
I think, right? Was I in high school?
I graduated that year.
Okay, yeah. So I was like a sophomore.
Yeah.
Or a freshman. Yeah, sophomore. Yeah.
I just want to point out to you that in the beginning of this, you were like, it could be worse. You could be Susan Boyle. And now look at her.
Yeah, you know what? I take it back.
Now she has a doctor boyfriend.
I take it back.
She's
doing way better than you.
She has amazing hair.
She's living her dream. She has really beautiful, silky locks. They're silky. Guys, look up Susan Boyle. She got a good haircut, and it turns out she just had a bad haircut.
I think you made me feel worse now.
Well, because the reason I was saying you could be her is I'm saying, like, imagine if like you finally got to achieve your dream and then everyone was like just wanted to talk about how ugly you were. Like, that's so sad.
That could happen still.
That's true.
What do you
We should turn
mean?
off the YouTube comments right now.
Like, we're literally doing something that could is my dream.
Yeah.
And that could very well happen. It does happen.
And it has happened, actually.
It does happen
Yeah.
quite often, actually. So what are you talking about? So you know what? I'm done. The wire broke. It ripped. I'm done.
Well, how about this? Look up. You could have the Susan Boyle. Your best time could be yet to come. She didn't even get her first kiss till she was 49.
You know what? You're right.
And now she's living a great life with a fucking great bob and bangs. She looks amazing.
I think I might. Do I need to get a bob and bangs?
I do like you with bangs.
I think I might have to get a bob and bangs back.
And I like you with a bob too, actually.
That's it.
That's it. There you go. Bob and bangs.
I think maybe that'll cure all.
What did I just say? Sometimes a really good haircut can change your entire life.
It can.
It can. And it will, maybe.
Or it couldn't. Or it could go really wrong.
I would say probably go to a
God,
professional
guys.
or let me do it at least.
Okay, sorry guys. You are hearing firsthand how our brains go up and down in 5 seconds.
Yeah, are you watching this? I'm so sorry. And Susan, I never thought you were ugly. I thought that was so mean what they did to you.
Yeah, I agree, Susan.
I'm so happy
We love
for you
you.
and your doctor boyfriend.
We love you so much.
Ugh, what an inspiration that woman is.
You know what? Yeah, she's what we aspire to be from now on.
Yeah. And she was like so charming and so cute and so nice. I think about like the casual cruelty towards women, especially,
Yeah.
right? And like that is why it was like on my mind. It's because I'm like, how crazy.
What was the song she sang?
I don't remember.
Like,
Yeah, it was like Ave Maria or something that's like really hard to sing.
yeah,
and she just like
like
sounded fucking awesome.
belted that shit out.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you don't get a doctor boyfriend not belting that shit out.
Wow. I really hope Susan knows that we just talked about her for 8 minutes.
You know what? I would like to think she doesn't give a shit about us. She is way too busy fucking her hot doctor boyfriend.
You know what? You're right. You're right.
And fucking brushing her luscious fucking bob.
Her fucking silky ass bob.
It's really silky. It was like shockingly silky, actually.
Fucking man.
What a wild world we live in.
I really don't know. I don't know if I'm supposed to be happy for her, if I'm supposed to be sad for me. I don't know anymore.
Yeah, you know what? I do feel like you should be happy for her, but I think it's also understandable to be jealous of her lifestyle.
Yeah. Well, you did this. You did this to me.
She's also Scottish, and like it's really pretty there. I know, right?
I'm done. I'm really. This is just. Good night, everybody.
It was fun while it lasted.
Yeah, I don't know how to go on anymore. I'm not Susan Boyle.
And you never will be. Oh, sorry. It was too easy.
Oh
it was
my
too easy.
God.
It was too easy. I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't kick you while you're down. That one was too easy.
I'm really fragile.
She's very fragile.
I just want to be Susan.
We can't all be Susan.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean?
I know.
Not all of us are that lucky.
Yeah, you're not her either.
I'm definitely not her. Yeah.
So there.
I'm definitely not her.
Anyway, guys, go I don't know, go comment on Susan Boyle's Instagram if she
Tell
has
her how
one.
much we love her for us.
Please.
Thanks. Yeah. What are other things that happened in 2009?
I graduated from high school.
Amanda graduated high school. Well, yeah. What was going around? What was kicking around in that little head in 2009 for you? Jonas Brothers, probably.
Definitely the Jonas Brothers.
Yeah. That's a lifetime. That's a lifetime kick around thought for her.
I had my car was a Pontiac G6, and I would drive around.
I remember that car.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
I would drive around because I think that was the year that the G6 song came out, like a G6, like
yeah.
a G6. So I would literally drive around with my windows down, blasting that song because I thought I was really cool.
That song altered my brain chemistry.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just alone in my house would be like, "Getting slizzard." I'll just say it.
Getting slizzard.
It's like a tick
ride.
or something. I'll be like doing the dishes and all of a sudden, like no, just like getting slizzard, like just that one part for some reason it'll just come out of my mouth like oh.
Like, what does that even mean?
I'm like I was just fucking possessed by the ghost of the G-Fly like a G6. I don't even know who sings that song.
I don't either. I could
Couldn't
not even
fucking
tell
you. But man, I used to get low in the under 21 clubs to that song.
Do you ever think, like, if you listen to those like nostalgic songs that we listened to back then, like G6, Boots with the Fur, like all those songs, they just would like say words that didn't make any sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we were like, yes, this is a masterpiece.
They would also make up words like
Yeah.
getting slizzard.
Getting
What does that even
slizzard.
fucking mean? But it defined a generation.
No, absolutely.
Changed my life. I know that.
It absolutely changed me.
I probably could have been a normal functioning member of society. But the first time I heard that song, I can put myself there.
Tell me.
I was at a neon party. I don't go to parties, but I had a friend in high school who was way cooler than me, and so sometimes she would bring me to parties.
Bianca?
Bianca also, and my friend Chloe.
Oh, and Chloe. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chloe was like really pretty and like talented and funny and popular, and so she lived with me, so
So you were like that little tag along weirdo?
yeah.
Sorry, guys. I had to bring Cassidy.
Yeah, well, I also was like everybody's DD all the time, like for everything. And so I just remember like I was standing in like this strange house and that song was on and I was like, God, this is a really good song.
You were like standing against the wall by yourself, like bopping.
Literally, I literally was wearing like a pink neon tank top over a green neon tank top
absolutely.
because that's how you rolled back then in 2009.
If you were not wearing pink and green overlapping each other, who were you?
Yeah. What a time.
But everyone at the party's like, look at Cassidy's getting slizzard.
She's so slizzard. And I was like,
slizzard.
like I was not cool in high school. I was also like just the worst person ever.
Yes, as we know, as all of our listeners know.
I was just like super, just the worst. You didn't want to have.
So
a
you're getting
conversation with me.
slizzard, but you're actually judging everybody at the party.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You know that. I'm like that meme where it's like people don't even know that I'm judging them, and they're like, "That girl's really judgy over there."
Yeah.
Why is she just standing over there judging us?
She's just standing over there judging all of us, and you're just like, I'm just getting slizzard.
Guys, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm super slizzard for sure. But yeah, I got lucky in high school. I had like 2 friends who were just like way cooler than me, and that's the only reason I ever, like Bianca and Chloe, got invited to things.
Yeah, they're both pretty cool.
And they're both still very cool.
Yeah.
Now they're both cool moms.
They're cool hot moms, which
Yeah.
is like really
That's hard to pull off.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's hard to pull off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what? I feel bad about myself again.
Yeah, fuck you guys.
You know what? Fuck you, Chloe and Bianca. I'm gonna unfollow you both. I don't know what to tell you.
Blocked for
I
her
have
own
to
peace.
protect my peace.
She's protecting her peace.
Okay.
She's blocking. She's unfollowing.
I'm not following you guys, and I'm not following Susan Boyle.
You can't. I'm sorry.
I'm
that'll end
protecting
you.
my peace. I'm learning from Cassidy.
Do you have to? Do you have to block Susan Boyle?
I might
just in
have to
case?
block Susan
because
Boyle.
you know the algorithm's listening. She's gonna like show up on your.
She's
feed
gonna
now.
show up with her silky bob.
It's so silky.
Singing the most beautiful, maybe even singing a Jonas Brothers song. I don't know.
She could imagine.
She's like, hello, beautiful, and I'm sitting there like crying.
And imagine JoJo or what's the one you like?
Well, I like all of them.
What's the older one?
Kevin.
Kevin comments. This is great. Do you want to tour together? Imagine.
Kevin comments,
She's living your life.
and then her and Joe are making out on stage.
Why not? That's secretly the doctor.
And I'm, oh my god,
Oh my god. Guys. we gotta deal with this. I don't know. We might have to do a hard reset on this one.
And guys, I would just want to tell you something. Maybe I'm delusional, but Joe and Nick both looked at me last night. Like, I know they did. I don't know if they were making fun of me.
She's about to cry saying this.
Because Nick looked at me and laughed. And I know it was me. Because all the people around me were members of the casino, so they were old, so they were all sitting down. So me and my friend were the only 2 people in the whole area standing up. And he looked right at me. And I know he was laughing at my hair or something. I'm sure he was.
He was like, that bitch doesn't even know her car's gonna break down on the drive.
God, I just know it.
Sorry, I don't mean to laugh at your pain, but it is very funny. Unfortunately, your pain is a little funny.
Nick, I know you laughed at me.
Nick, we saw you.
I did.
Laugh at her. Why would you do that, Nick? She's
just
very
know
fragile,
it.
clearly.
The lights were up on me.
Oh, no.
Yes, and he looked right, literally, he was at the corner of the stage, looked straight at me and laughed. And I turned around to see if there was anyone near me. Everyone was sitting down. Everyone was sitting down.
Imagine you like who's he laughing at? What
Yeah.
kind of loser? Oh, geez. Oh,
Every
shit, it's
other
me.
person around me was sitting down. I was like, there's no one else over here.
Yeah, that's hard. That's hard. That's a hard knock life for you.
Wow.
I'm so sorry.
I thought that maybe I would be okay, but here I am.
Yeah, I was like, maybe we shouldn't record today. And she was like, no, it's going to be good.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's pretty good.
Guys, don't worry. Don't be nervous about my mental state.
She's
Please.
fine.
I'm okay.
We will put her back in the padded room when we're done recording. She's having her outside time right now.
Yeah. This is my time to have some fun. Can't you see I'm having fun?
Can't you? Joyous,
I'm having
even.
so much fun.
She's so joyous. Her energy is, it's electric. I feel
It is
shivering
electric.
through my
It
body.
definitely is. Oh boy. Anyway,
Well, what can you do?
now I'm sweating.
I'm also sweating because from laughing too hard.
I mean, that's a good reason to be sweaty.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We could be crying.
Listen, I'm just here getting slizzard
In
and
my-
judging.
Getting slizzard in my ride. Like 3-6. Now I'm
I gotta-
feeling so
who sang
fly
that
like
song?
a G6.
Do they have other songs that are also that good? Or
I do
no?
think there is one other one that they did that was a bop, but I can't remember.
Far East Movement.
Wow, I
couldn't have guessed.
you
You could have put a gun
to my head. I would not have gotten that.
It's a bunch of dudes. Why did I think one of them was a girl?
One of them is a girl. She goes, she's the one that says that. Getting slizzard in my ride, right?
I guess so.
I thought there was a girl.
Oh no. What did I do?
Oh no.
How did I do that? Oh my God. I'm really becoming an old person.
Yeah, you are.
It's bad.
Also,
I also lost my
I
glasses.
was just about to say, you told me yesterday that your boyfriend might have thrown your glasses out. I don't really know how that would happen.
Yeah, well, because I put them in a cardboard box that I think he thought was trash.
Why did you do that?
Because that's what the box that they get like mailed in is like glasses shaped. So I just put them in there and sometimes, I don't know. Like, I don't know when I'm like trying to be somebody who cleans up clutter, I guess. I don't really know.
Okay, that does seem like your fault.
No, absolutely. That's why I was not mad at him.
Yeah.
That's why when Kate goes, I would be so mad if I thought somebody threw out my glasses. I was like, no, this one's kind of on me.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah. And like there's like a good chance it was like right by a pile of other boxes that were trash. So once again, like on me.
On you.
But so I've just been
Second pair of regular glasses that you have now lost.
Yeah, and you know what? It's the worst part is I bought those same exact glasses that I lost, and then I lost them like within a week of having them.
I think you're not meant to have those glasses.
And then my other glasses, my backup glasses, I left in my boyfriend's truck.
Ugh.
And so I'm just like, I guess I'm just going to be looking at things blurry for a while.
Yeah, you're just blind.
It's fine. All right, let's see what other songs.
I really think there's one more that was like big.
Oh, they took a break and traveled Asia,
Wow.
apparently.
Oh.
Good for them in 2016. Okay.
Took a break. I didn't know they were still making music.
Brother, they've got a discography that I'm looking at here. There's many members. Kev Nish, Progress, Jay Spliff,
Wow.
Germ Beats,
Oh.
Ray Rowe,
Okay.
John Street, and DJ Vermin.
DJ Vermin. I like this.
This is great.
Should we bring back the Far
They
East
have
movement?
5 albums, brother.
5 albums?
This is crazy.
People go to their shows?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, apparently.
Listen,
They're-
they're no Susan Boyle.
Are they from the Far East? Is this like where are they from? I need it. No, they originated in Los Angeles.
Oh,
I mean, they're all Asian though.
let me see.
I don't know which one's DJ Vermin, but
Wow, okay.
is this not what you're expecting?
No, this whole thing is really shocking to me.
I like them more and more. The more I'm getting, I might unironically very much get into the Far East movement.
You know what? That'd be that'd be like a fun little.
I think that would be a fun little thing for me.
Yeah.
I need a new thing, like
You do.
really
No,
bad.
you really do.
Once again, I'm going to bed at 9:00 at night because I'm just bored as all hell.
No, I think you should get into this band.
Yeah, I'm gonna get really into them. Like I might buy merch.
Like this is gonna be your personality trait.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
once again, I've needed a new thing. The Raiders are really bad. It's bumming me out.
Okay, here we go.
I might have to
Trade
get
in
into
the
Far
Raiders
East
for the
movement.
Far East movement.
Apparently, they have a song called "Freel Love" with Marshmello.
Oh,
I know that name. And Tinashe.
It's Tinashe.
Tinashe.
Both people who have songs with the Jonas Brothers.
Yeah. Okay.
Amazing.
They have. Wow. Yeah. They have 5 albums. They were a group for 10 years. Dirty Bass. Ooh, I like that. Animal was the album that came out in 2009. That's probably the G6
Probably, yeah.
one, I'm going to guess. All right, cool. Okay. New thing I'm into, unlocked.
You heard it here.
I'm in now that I found out Susan Boyle tours, I also might get into that.
Oh, we should definitely go
I
see
would
Susan Boyle.
love to see Susan Boyle. Her and her silky bob.
Like, I will block her, but I will see her live.
yeah, of course.
You
And
know.
but if she laughs at you, oof. I
If
think
she laughs at me,
you'd have to really just take
the
it.
way I
yeah.
know Nick Jonas laughed at me. Oh, Susan, I'll still go see you because I love you.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if you'd recover from that one, from a Susan Boyle laugh.
But maybe she would like laugh. I feel like Susan Boyle is so nice that she would laugh in like a.
She would laugh with
She'd
you.
be like, "Oh, look at her. She's so cute."
yeah,
you know,
she'd be jolly about it.
That's what it would be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Okay. You know what? Yeah. I agree.
I think we should just, you know what? Let's not talk about any like mysteries or true crime or paranormal ever again. Let's only talk about Susan Boyle.
Let's only we only
We'll
talk
deep
about
dive into her life.
we only which is a mystery in itself.
Yeah.
In the article I was just reading to you guys, it said that she refused to divulge the name of her mystery doctor. So,
Oh.
and not that I'm trying to dox him or anything, but I would like to know.
I would also like to know.
But how about we welcome a new patron here.
Let's do that.
So I would like to say welcome to Shane R,
Hello, Shane.
who joined, and you're amazing.
And joined at the highest tier, I believe.
And joined at the highest tier.
Yes.
Yeah. So make sure you check your inbox because we're going to be sending you some fun stuff.
That is right.
And I would also like to say thank you to someone who bought us some beers.
Someone. Is it Susan Boyle?
Imagine it's like, hi, it's me, Susan Boyle, and said, I'm buying you guys some beers so that we can all black out for the next 4 years. Getting slizzard, obviously.
Oh, yes.
Pretty sure you know what I mean. Keep up the great work. Oh, it's the Groovy Strooves.
Stroovies.
The Groovies are always here for you. Thank you, Groovies. We love you.
Just when I like think that they disappeared on us, they do something like
They're
that.
back. Yeah, they're back.
They know when I'm thinking like, where are they?
I also wanted to say thank you to Musical Scorpio, who bought us some beers and said, hey, ladies, love the pod. I look forward to it every week. Anyway, cheers from your friend in southern New Mexico, and help me celebrate my 35th birthday. Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Cheers to you.
My pups enjoy their walks while I listen to the pod. Con mucho amor. Christina.
Aww.
And Elvis, Zane, and Dean, the dogs.
Oh.
They also signed with little paws.
Elvis, Zane, and Dean.
Thank you, Christina, and happy birthday.
Happy
That's amazing.
birthday.
Ooh, speaking of birthdays.
Speaking of.
So Dan wanted me to wish a happy birthday for their beautiful fiance,
Aww.
who is turning 30 on the 12th of November.
12th?
So tomorrow. Oh, literally tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow.
Sorry, I misread
Or
that.
yesterday when this comes out.
Yesterday. So you just celebrated it. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
30 is a fun year.
30 is fun.
And if you don't have people in your ear telling you like, oh, 30 is a big deal, 30 is a big deal, it's really not a big deal. It's actually fine and good.
It's a great, it's a big deal, but it's a great deal.
Yeah.
It's
and
fun.
It's so fun to be able to be like, I am in my 30s. I do not have time for this.
I do love to do
I
that.
say it so much.
I do too.
I abuse that line for sure.
I'm in my 30s. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I am a 30-year-old woman. Do I look like I have time for this? Because I do, but I will not be spending it doing this. I absolutely have time for it. I am so bored.
I'm sorry. It's not like I'm in my 20s. Am I right?
Yeah, I'm not like a crazy girl in my 20s.
Crazy.
Okay.
Now, Cassidy wants to go to bed at 9 p.m. like a real 30-year-old.
Well, not anymore. I'm going to be fucking jamming out to the Far East movement.
That's true.
And looking up Susan Boyle tickets.
Oh, man.
Until 2 a.m.
We're going to lose you again.
You're going to lose me again.
Just when I thought I had you.
I know.
Damn.
I know. But thank you to our patrons, and thank you to anyone who buys us a beer. If you would like to do that, you can do that at dtkpod.com/support. You can also find our Patreon on there. And also, if you do not financially have the cash or whatever, we don't care. We love you. But make sure you do throw us a 5-star review, because that makes a huge difference, and we totally dig you.
That's right. Like a G6.
Like a friggin'
like a
G6.
friggin' G6 princess.
A friggin' fly, okay? Like a G friggin' 6. Okay, well, on that note,
On that note,
should we get started?
Get started with our story about Susan Boyle and her life.
Now to begin our deep dive into SusanBoyle.com, the new website I run. All right, so my story today was a cool kid request from our cool kid, Aaron.
Hi, Erin.
And Aaron suggested that I cover CHING SHIH.
I'm very excited to hear this. Just another really cool, badass woman to make me feel bad about myself.
Exactly.
Can't wait.
Because you'll never live up to her status. So my sources today were...
Ouch.
Oh, sorry. I mean, none of us will. Do you think you're going to be the pirate queen of the Chinese seas? I doubt it.
Could.
So my sources today were military.com by Blake Stillwell, biographics.org, and of course,
Wikipedia.
So she was actually born as Shi Yang in sometime around 1775. Not sure, because she was born into poverty. Her family was most likely some sort of farmers or like ship workers. That's the guess, right? Once again, we don't really know, because there was no reason for this person's life to be written down in 1775.
Oh yeah, that's so true.
Because nobody knew what was coming next. Well, maybe she did. I don't know. Maybe she always knew. She had high hopes. But so she ends up as a sex worker on a floating brothel, which were very common because there was a lot of people working on ships, obviously. And she was known to be like the girl everybody wanted.
Listen, good for her.
So not only was she a hottie, that face card was not declining, like according to records. She was also very pretty and very charming and very smart. And so people like requested her because not only was she hot and they wanted to be with her, but they also enjoyed like the company was actually quite pleasant because she was so funny and charming and whatever.
She's literally incredible.
Yeah, she's the total package.
Ugh.
So in 1801, at this point, she is like around 26 years old. One pirate captain became obsessed with her. His name was Zhang Yi, and he begged her to marry him. He was like, please marry me, like leave this life and marry me, and I'm rich and I'm like in charge of this whole fleet and like whatever. And she goes, listen, I will agree to marry you under one condition. My condition is that we are 50-50 on everything. All the money you make, 50-50. All the power you have, 50-50. I'm not going to be someone's quiet little, church mouse wife. I'm going to be doing what you're doing with you.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
And at this point, obviously in the world, like the structured world, there was not really an opportunity for women to have any sort of power like that. But ironically, in the pirate world, because it wasn't run by like patriarchal laws and stuff, she actually had more opportunity for growth and success and wealth and power than she did in any sort of traditional, style life. Yeah. So he agrees because he's like, yes, absolutely. I will do anything for you, my queen. I love you. And that is when she starts going by the name CHING SHIH, which basically means like wife of Yi.
Okay.
I'm not exactly sure. I just read that somewhere. I do not speak Chinese. So
yeah, because she doesn't seem like the kind of person that would want to go by wife of.
So she had like fucking like 5 names that she went by so many different names. And like, I'm sure when you do illegal stuff, you go by a lot of different names and also you get like nicknames and stuff. Right. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think it was like more of like a nickname, I guess. Okay. But this is what she's most known as. If you look her up, this is the name that comes up. Sorry, I have like a crazy sore throat, so I keep having to clear my
esophagus.
Yeah, so I'm sorry about that if it bothers anyone. So he agrees. He's like, get on the ship. Let's fucking roll. They're married now, and they are splitting it 50-50. You know what I mean? And around this time, there had been a war in Vietnam, and so a lot of ships and mercenaries from China had been hired to participate in battles. And that is actually how Xing's husband got his fleet. So when the war ended, instead of like going back and living a normal life, they were like, oh, we're just going to be pirates now, which is something we saw also when we talked about pirates in the past. That's kind of a lot of the merchant or war merchants or mercenaries or whatever from England were over doing other stuff, and then the war ends and they're like, well, I guess I could just start plundering. Might as well.
Why don't we have like more pirates like today?
I mean there are still pirates.
Yeah, but like I want pirates that like wear the pirate hat.
Yeah.
Like I want them to look like Captain Hook.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess probably the hat was not actually as helpful in pirating.
It just feels like a necessity.
I say if you're going to do it, go for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Go whole hog.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Wear the hat for sure.
Wear the hat.
I just don't know how practical it is.
Who cares if it's practical?
We're talking fashion.
For style.
We're talking fashion. Fashion, beauty is pain.
Fashion, mama. Come on.
So this ended up with a couple different like fleets, and they all went by a different color. So there's the yellow fleet, the purple fleet, the white fleet, the blue fleet, the black fleet, and then the red fleet, which was Xing and her husband's fleet.
I like that. Red is good for pirates.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool. So they're together, they're married. They have their first child in 1803 and then a second son in 1807. But around this time, their cousin was executed, who was also like a big pirate guy. And they started getting kind of antsy, like, well, we need like an heir in case anything happens. And our kids are too young. And there is like a high likelihood like something will happen to us. Like we're pirates. Hello.
Yeah.
Criminals. You don't live that long usually. And so they end up kidnapping this young fisherman named Xiang Po, who like they thought was hot. And Zhang Yi actually starts an affair with him.
Oh, wait. The husband?
The husband.
Nice.
Allegedly, she might have also been sleeping with him at this time as well. But it actually was not uncommon for pirates, especially, to be gay or bisexual. Because guess what? Queer people have been around forever, it turns out. And so it wasn't even like a thing. Like,
yeah.
Whatever. Pirate's life for me, right?
And also, like, why would she not if she thought he was hot?
Yeah. So they are lovers, and they actually decide to legally adopt him.
Wait. Okay.
So that they would have an heir who was like grown up already. Because he was like an older teenager.
So they literally took the mommy and daddy seriously.
Seriously, yeah. He was like an older teenager. Like I've seen things say that he was 15 or that he was 19 or like, but you know.
He was their lover?
Yes.
Oh gosh. Okay, this was the 1800s, so I guess
this was literally the 1800s.
I guess I can't judge too much.
Yeah, I think back then the expected age of living was a lot shorter.
Yeah, that's true.
But obviously, like, he was not treated like their son, but they did legally adopt him. And so he was, like, basically like a captain in training.
Okay.
So he was, like, shadowing them and, like, learning the ropes and, like, figuratively and literally. And also, being paraded around in front of people like, hey, if anything bad happens to us, like, this is the guy, right?
This is the guy that's taking over.
Yeah. So this was doubly important because Xing and her husband, and actually mostly her, were in the process of trying to unite the different fleets.
Okay.
So obviously these different fleets, they had like altercations and issues with each other because they're pirates, right? Like they're all criminals. They're all trying to like make as much money as they can. But Xing was like, why are we all fighting each other when we could band together, become like the strongest armada ever, and then like take over the world, basically.
I mean, she's not wrong.
And because she was so charming, and she also was big on like talking to people, being like, well, that guy's like your cousin and you're related here, and like these people are married and like whatever. She kind of like was like, we're basically all family. And it worked. And she was able to unite all of the different fleets to work together. And their red fleet was going to be like the one in charge because they're the ones who like facilitated getting everyone together.
So she's literally like a girl boss.
She is girl bossing so close to the sun and still not getting burnt. It's amazing.
Amazing.
So a few years after they were able to get this put together, her husband does actually end up dying. So we're not 100% sure. There's a couple different like stories that people have told. I've heard he was assassinated. He was caught by the government and killed. But the most common one you'll see online is that there was a storm and he fell overboard.
Ooh.
Yeah. Which, like, so scary.
So scary, and also just like the lamest way for a pirate to go out.
Seriously,
you know
like just
I mean?
like losing your footing and falling overboard because it's like windy.
They already knew like, oh, if something happens to us, like we're pirates, we're criminals.
Yeah, they're
something
thinking
might
like
happen.
if I get killed in a battle,
Right.
or if I get caught by the government, it's like no, you just fall overboard.
Yeah, that would really suck.
Yeah, super embarrassing.
Yeah.
That's probably why there are stories, because I'm sure there's people who be like, no. I swear, he died a hero's death. I promise.
You gotta tell that story.
So this means that Ching Shi becomes the sole ruler, basically, of this giant armada of pirates, this fleet.
Do you think it's possible that she did something to him so she would be like the head?
From everything I saw, she was she loved him, and they worked together really well.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't think that's what happened. I mean, more power to you if that's what has happened, I guess. You're pirates, girl, so the rules are a little sloppy. But she becomes the sole leader. Obviously, her and her adoptive son, he's still like the next successor. But she's also now fucking him, like on the rag.
Yeah, I don't love calling him a son. And she's also fucking him.
The son thing seemed to be like some sort of like legal loophole they were trying to get through. I don't really understand why they had to legally adopt him. Like, they're pirates. Couldn't they have just like... But I don't know the rules in, 1800s
Yeah, I don't know
China.
the pirate rules.
Yeah. Like maybe they like that's how they wouldn't get in trouble for keeping him on the ship or something. I don't know. Whatever. But
Well, I mean, it's kind of, it feels like in, like a royal family, like the next successor is the son, right? Or
yeah, because like their actual kids were too young.
oh, I forgot they had actual kids.
They had 2 sons.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but they were really young,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
toddlers. So they needed someone, who, in case, like, what if both of them would have went overboard? They
Yeah.
needed somebody who was an adult and capable and loyal to them. Who better than your gay lover who
Is also your adoptive son.
is also your adoptive son and then is now your widowed wife's lover.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a tangled web we weave.
What a web they were weaving away over there, let me tell you. So when she became the head bitch in charge, she had some rules that she was implementing. So they had like prided themselves on like being as moral as possible while still being obviously outlaws and pirates. But she was like, okay, I'm fucking cracking down.
Okay.
I've got all these fucking ships. I've got all these dudes under me. And if you guys, and also if you didn't do any of these, or if you broke any of these rules, beheaded immediately on the spot.
Ooh.
So only CHING SHIH could authorize any sort of attack. Unsanctioned attacks were punished by beheadings. Loot is to be gathered by superiors and distributed equally. Punishment for the first infraction was just a severe beating. But if you were found keeping things away and not like bringing them forth to be distributed properly, you would be beheaded.
Oh my gosh. She's a baddie.
If you deserted your post or fell asleep on your post while you're on watch, they would cut your ears off. And if you did it twice, beheaded.
I would rather just be beheaded at that point.
This was her biggest one, and she was fucking serious about it. Any sort of rape was punished with immediate beheading.
Okay. All right. Good.
So that we're not raping and pillaging.
Good.
You couldn't even have consensual sex outside of your marriage without being beheaded. She was like, if you cheat on your wife, beheaded.
Fantastic. Even though her husband did have a lover, but she seemed okay with it.
Yeah, she seemed okay with it. Maybe she was like, yeah, you guys can fuck each other, but if you fuck another woman,
Yeah.
beheaded.
Honestly, I respect that.
Believe it or not, beheaded. You could marry female prisoners because obviously sometimes they would have to take like prisoners or captives or whatever, but you could not fucking rape. If you raped a female captive or prisoner, beheaded.
Good.
But like, let's say you like actually took a fancy to one of these women. If they agreed to marry you, you could marry them, but you couldn't have sex with them until you guys got married.
Okay.
Because otherwise you might like be just trying to take advantage of a prisoner, and that's not happening.
Yeah. And what if you're just trying to have a one night stand? Like no.
Yeah. And then it's like there's the power dynamic, right? Like basically she's like, if you want to be with somebody that we like captured, you better fucking lock it down, and like she's gonna get money and stuff from this because you're not gonna take advantage of someone that we capture. You're not gonna take advantage of a woman like that.
You better be in love.
And if you cheated on your female partner, or you treated her poorly or you beat her, beheaded.
She really loves to just take people's heads off.
Honestly, it worked.
Off with their heads.
People were like, all right.
No, we as a country should
Just start beheading.
start doing that.
If you assault a woman, beheaded.
Beheaded.
You beat your wife, beheaded.
You cheat on your wife, beheaded.
And she was just really fucking smart. And so she was like, hey guys, if we're all going to work together, let's fucking actually work together to make sure that none of us fail.
I like that.
So instead of individual fleets or individual ships keeping their bounty and like paying a tax to her, what they did instead was after you did a plunder, or they were also really into kidnapping like rich aristocrats and like holding them for ransom. That was also a big source of income for them.
Good.
And but guess what? You were not fucking attacking or raping that woman because beheaded. So anytime that you completed a plunder, we'll say, you would bring it forth in front of her. She would have it like there was like a guy called the purser, and he would like count everything out and like decide how much it's worth, whatever. And then 20% of it, or the worth of it, 20% of it would go back to whoever did the job, right?
Okay.
But the rest would be kept in like basically like a giant joint account. And then when ships would fall on hard times, they would pull from that account to make sure that like if they lost a battle or if they failed a thing and they're not making any money, or like they have a sickness and a bunch of people are getting sick, they would use this like joint account to take care of the ships that weren't doing that well.
Okay.
So basically, if we all succeed, we all succeed. If somebody begins to fail, we go and help them instead of letting them fail. And this made everybody super loyal to her because everybody at some point was failing.
Yeah.
And she always kept her promise and took care of the ships that weren't doing well.
We love just a team player.
She's just a fucking socialist. I love her. She's a socialist queen.
Amazing.
And she just like was like, yeah, we're just going to make this work. And we're criminals. But it seemed like they're mostly just stealing from rich people and the British. Like, and that's okay. And she always took care of her men. So obviously this pissed people off. But at this point, it has been estimated, this is the high estimation, obviously, but like, hello, I love drama, so I'm going to say the high estimation. She had close to 2,000 ships and 80,000 men under her.
Wow.
And like I said, they were loyal as fuck and they loved her because the system that she put into place. And obviously, if you encourage people to not act abhorrently to women, they're going to just be better people in general and probably happier.
I really, really like the beheading.
Yeah,
rule.
like I could fully get behind someone running for president being like, if you rape someone, beheaded.
Beheaded.
I think that's fair.
No, I think that's really fair.
Yeah. So everybody loves her and they are loyal as fuck to her. Like super fucking loyal. So when in 1808, the Chinese decide, they're like the Chinese government, basically, it was the dynasty that was in charge then. There was also a lot of like political unrest happening in China, like everywhere around Asia during this time, which obviously informs all of this, but I'm not going to give you a history lesson. You know what I mean? So, but they're like, we got to fucking do something about these pirates because they were blocking trade access to mainland China because they were so good at being pirates. Like literally nothing of value was getting through.
Nice.
And the Navy, the Chinese Navy, had heard of other countries going after pirates like in the Caribbean area, because obviously these are two different types of pirates, right? We have like the Pirates of the Caribbean, and then we have like this is the South China Sea pirate gang. And they were like, they heard that like if you come after them with force, pirates tend to just like run away because they're like, oh, not worth it. And like they'll kick out of there and maybe not come back for a little while. And so like maybe that we can get some things through if we just like fucking scare them off, basically.
Not our pirate queen?
Oh, not our pirate queen.
I didn't think so.
So this Chinese fleet shows up to confront her and her fleet, and they do not turn tail and run. They fight fucking back and they destroy them.
I mean, there's 80,000 people in her fleet.
They just are like, we're not afraid of you. There's a bunch of, and like I said, like they are loyal as fuck to her.
Yeah.
So they're like, we'll die for you. Like we love you. You have supported and stood up for us. Now, like we're going to do the same for you. And so that does not go well, obviously, for China. And so China's like, fuck, what do we do? And they like hit up the Portuguese and the British and they're like, hey, if we like all team up, maybe we can like get her. Because like this is really a problem for trade, right?
Yeah.
Like we're all trying to trade with each other and like she's fucking owning us around every corner.
She's really fucking harshing our mellow.
Exactly. And so they all get together and try to attack. And once again, she just spanks them because
Hell yeah.
her men are loyal as hell. They are well organized. They're all succeeding together because of this system that she sent up. So there's no like weak links. Everybody's doing well. And she actually ends up recruiting a bunch of the mercenaries that were hired by the British, the Portuguese, and the Chinese. And they end up joining her fleet. So she just gains people. So anybody that she lost in any of the fighting, she just gained them when she was like, why are you guys doing this for them? Just come work with me. You'd make way more money and it'll be way better. And they're like, oh, shit. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, they're like, you're actually really cool.
Yeah. So she literally keeps this up for years. And everybody loves her. She makes a buttload of money. And then she decides, you know what? I kind of want to retire.
How old is she when she retires?
She's probably like, I would say like in her 30s or 40s.
Oh, wow.
And she's like, you know what? Everyone's trying to kill me like all the time.
Yeah.
So like after like those two failed like big attacks, they were just like constantly hiring like assassins and like whoever, like everyone to go after her. And she's like, okay, this is getting tiring. So she literally she parks her boat. She walks into the government building and goes, hi, I want to negotiate. Are you guys down or what? And they're like, oh my God. And she's like, I'll stop plundering and I'll tell them to go plunder elsewhere.
She's like the most wanted person.
Literally, yeah. Like they've been trying to kill this bitch for like years.
Yeah.
And she just like walks in like all nonchalant. Doesn't even bring a weapon. She just walks in alone.
A fucking hottie.
And she says to them, all of my men will stop. Like we have enough money. We're fine now. We all want to retire. At this point, she had like it wasn't the peak, so she only had like a couple thousand men instead of like 80,000 or whatever. She had like, I don't know, 15,000 maybe, let's say. And she goes, we will stop. We will allow trade to come through. No problem. We're not going to bug you anymore. You just have to let us keep our money and pardon us all.
Yeah, don't fucking kill me.
And she negotiated a pardon for all of her men and herself so that they can all go retire without the fear of being arrested or killed by the government.
And they stuck to that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
She also got them to annul her legal adoption of her son so that she could marry him.
No. I had a weird feeling that was coming.
She's like, one more thing.
I really want to marry my son. So
Really need to get to marrying my son right now.
Gotta do that.
So if you could please annul my adoption of him so that I can legally marry him. She like really was into like I was like, why would you even need to legal? She was really into marriage, clearly, and the sanctity of it.
Yes, she was very serious about that. She might have been a pirate and like a criminal, but like she was kind of a rule follower.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is like, and like I said, like she was a pirate, but she wasn't evil. You know what I mean? Like sometimes there's people like you hear like, oh, the reason they became a pirate is because they loved killing and raping so much, and it's like, no, she just like kind of loved girl bossing. I think.
She loved to be in charge.
Uh-huh.
She loved to make sure that no one got raped under her watch.
Yeah, she was like like I said, like she was like big into being like, you do not hurt women like at all.
I don't see anything wrong with her.
All I see is a successful woman, a small business owner,
that we need to support,
who married her son.
I mean, that's definitely like the weirdest part of the whole thing, but I'm giving her a pass because it's the 1800s.
Once again, it was all like a weird like legal loophole thing that they even did that for. I mean, also he started off right off rip as a lover.
But you also said he was 15.
I don't know how old he was exactly. People, like I said, it's like depending on what you read, it'll say like 15 or 17 or 19 or whatever. He was just younger, and he got captured in a plunder.
I love that word.
I just don't know what else to call like a mission. They're
like you've said it so many times, and it's just like, yeah, a plunder.
And so he was like, hey, like the husband was like, hey, you're kind of hot, and he was like, you're kind of hot, and they start doing it. And then he's like, well, we need an heir. I like you. You're hot. You see, you know the ropes. He was like a fisherman, so he like knew about boats and stuff already. And he was like, I'm ready to mold you.
He was probably older than 15.
He was working like full time, but also like once again, like this is back in the fucking day when the life expectancy was like 35. No, I mean it wasn't. It was probably like 40 or whatever. But like
for a pirate, definitely 30.
Yeah, and so things got started a little younger.
Yeah,
doesn't mean it's okay.
Yeah,
but I think it was normal. I mean, fuck, rock stars were flying around 13-year-olds on their planes, and that was in the fucking 70s. So
that's true.
A lot of people should be beheaded, it turns out.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
bring that back.
She lived to be about 70.
Oh wow.
She died surrounded by loved ones in her bed. Nobody ever arrested her. Nobody ever came to kill her. And she lived out a very peaceful rest of her life with all of her booty and her booty.
Her booty and her sexy booty.
Her sexy booty. And that is the story of the most powerful pirate ever to exist, who was a fucking badass woman. Because it turns out women are badass and cool and really good at being in charge and really empathetic. And we say stuff like, if you rape someone, we're going to behead you.
Behead you. Man, that was great.
Right?
You know what? I thought that was going to make me feel bad about myself, but I feel empowered.
Don't you feel good?
Yeah.
You're like, hell yeah. Maybe one day I could marry my son. No, I'm just kidding.
Nope.
Just kidding.
I was thinking more like I could behead people.
Yeah, maybe one day I could behead a rapist.
Yeah.
A girl can dream. Thank you to our cool kid Erin for suggesting that. That was a really fun thing to read about, and she was badass, and I really enjoyed that. So
love
thank
a
you.
badass bitch.
You were right. Literally, Erin sent it and was like, I think you're really gonna like this one, and
You know
I
what?
did.
I really think I like Shang-Chi.
I really think I'm starting to like pirates.
Okay, so because I've been in a weird headspace, I said, let me tell a story that is really sad and made me cry while I was writing it.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Thank God I did that, right?
What would we do without this?
What would we do? So here we are. There's no turning back now.
Okay.
So we're going to talk about Abbey and Austin Conner.
Okay.
My sources were an article on abc10.com, the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel, the New Zealand Herald, bbc.com, and then an article on the Daily Mail by Chris Spargo.
Okay.
So Abbey and Austin Conner were born in Pewaukee, Wisconsin, to their parents Ginny and Bill, their brother and sister. And they were always like really close growing up. They were only 2 years apart in age, but they actually like really liked each other and enjoyed like hanging out and being really close siblings.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. Me and my younger brother, he's 2.5 years younger than me. Mm-hmm. We hung out all of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and my brother didn't, but then as we got older, we started to like enjoy each other's company.
So my other brother, who is 4 years older than me, he always jokes that he didn't meet me until the day I turned 18.
That makes sense.
And now him and I are like extremely close, but we literally never hung out as kids. It's weird how that happens. Yeah.
It's just like once you become an adult and then you have like your own personality and like, opinion, I don't know, it changes things, I feel like.
Yeah, totally.
So as they grew up, they were both super smart. They were really good students in school. Austin went to the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee, and Abbey went to the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater.
Oh, nice.
In 2017, Abbey had just finished her first semester of her junior year of college, and Austin only had one more semester to go before he graduated. So it's both of their winter breaks.
They're really close in age. Wow.
Yeah, literally like
what? So they would have been a junior and senior together in high school.
Yeah, Abbey was 20 and Austin was 22.
Yeah, not quite Irish twins, but close.
Yeah, close. So it's winter break, and the siblings' stepdad, John McGowan, decides he's going to surprise the family with a vacation to celebrate them just like being good students and being a happy family.
Oh, that's cute.
Just like they just wanted to have a really good time together.
Yeah.
So the kids excitedly packed their bags, and on January 7th, the family heads off to an all-inclusive resort in Mexico called the, I'm going to say this wrong, Iberostar in Playa del Carmen. That's the last time I'm going to say it.
Beautiful place.
I know. I mean, you guys know how I feel about an all-inclusive resort.
Amanda's dream. I've never been to one.
It's
the closest I've been, I would say, I guess, is like being on a cruise.
Yeah, which is like,
yeah,
you just can go anywhere and just get things, you know, because it's all paid for already.
Yeah, I love the idea of that because I hate, and I do this, I can't help myself. I'm a penny pincher. I'm a penny counter also. Like, I'm like, oh, great, I'm going to get coffee this morning. It's going to cost me this much or whatever. And it's like, ugh.
And like, that's the thing about all inclusives is like when you're on vacation, you don't want to have to think about your wallet.
I don't want to have to think about anything.
No.
I don't want to have to be like at the end of a vacation, look at my credit card statement and be like, what did I do?
Yeah.
Because that's the thing is I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to not do the thing. I'm going to do it.
Exactly.
I'm going to swipe it and be like, ugh.
And then you're going to be like, I'm going to worry about that tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes and then you're worried about it. And you're like, oh, damn, why did I do that? Even though it was really fun. I shouldn't have done it.
Yeah. Like, oh, really, Cassidy? Did you really need that third fucking martini? Like, yes, I did.
You did at the time.
At the time, I really thought I did. You really had to get a side of fries and a side of mashed potatoes? Yeah.
Yes.
I like potatoes in multiple forms.
And it's like, it sucks when it was like so great at the time, but then the next day, you know, it's over.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, I love love sowing. Hate reaping.
Yeah.
Would love to stop reaping personally.
Yes, agreed.
If I could figure out how to not do the reaping part, that would be great for me mentally.
Maybe just life should be an all-inclusive resort.
I do feel like I could be one of those old people who like just retire onto a cruise ship.
That would be sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be like, why not? I don't need a house.
No, fuck it. Okay, so the family gets to the resort. They immediately go to their rooms. John and Ginny had their own room, and then Abby and Austin had another room privately together. And since it was still pretty early in the day when they arrived, Austin and Abby went into their parents' room and they were like, hey, we're going to like throw on our bathing suits and we're going to head down to the pool and just hang out for a little bit.
Beautiful.
So, yeah, amazing. So Ginny and John are like, okay, have fun. They decided they weren't going to go down to the pool with them. Instead, they were going to take a nice little stroll on the beach, just taking the scenery.
But a little alone time.
Yeah. But the plan was that, you know, they're going to go off and do their own thing. And then they're all going to meet down in the hotel lobby at 7 p.m. so they can go to have dinner together.
Okay. Yeah.
The siblings were super excited when they got down to the pool because there was this really cool swim up bar, which probably my favorite thing that's ever existed on the planet.
See, I've never swam up to a bar and I would like to do that.
Cass, we got to go on a vacation.
Dude, the way I was just texting you about this morning about how it's so hard when you live where you don't live where your family is.
Yes.
Because like I was talking to my brother last night and his wife is pregnant with their second child and they're about to have that kid in, I don't know, it's like April, I think is the due date. And they're like, oh, come visit. And I'm like, well, that will be my vacation for the year because he lives in Connecticut. It's on the whole other side of the country. So like it's going to be expensive to get there. I'm going to have to take time off from doing other stuff, like, you know, other things that could make me money.
Mm-hmm. The only vacations I've literally had all year was going to see my parents in Florida or New York.
Yeah, it's frustrating when you don't have a lot of money. Mm-hmm. You have to choose, but then you're like, but like people need to go on vacation.
I agree.
So it's like, or else you go insane a little bit.
And a swim up bar really. Oof,
yeah, because the only vacation I've
really
been on
things.
is camping.
Yeah,
but it's okay. I'm going to Las Vegas in December.
You are.
And it's going to be cheap because I had free hotel nights because I'm a degenerate gambler.
That's right.
Whew. Thank God for that.
God. So Abby was particularly excited because she was only 20 years old.
She gets to drink in Mexico.
Yes, in Mexico, the legal drinking age is 18.
Yeah.
So she's like, oh my gosh, like I can do whatever I want. This is so exciting. So the two of them get in the water and they just start swimming around for a little bit, hanging out, chit-chatting as people do. A little while later, Ginny and John come back from their walk on the beach and they decide that they're going to stop by the pool to see the kids.
Okay.
So they end up actually getting in the pool. They both get a little cocktail. They're just hanging out for a bit. And then Abby and her mom get out of the pool. They go to the souvenir shop. They look around a little bit. And then Abby goes back to the pool and it's closer to like 5:30 at this point.
Okay. And they're having dinner at 7:30, you said?
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. Okay.
So when Abby gets back in the pool, Ginny and John now decide that they're going to head back up to their room and they're going to start getting ready for dinner. And they remind the kids, meet in the hotel lobby at 7 p.m.
Got it. Okay.
And Abby and Austin are like, yep, cool, got it. We'll be there. The siblings end up heading over to the swim up bar where they are immediately met by another group of people. From what I read, the group was all like guys.
Okay.
But they start chit-chatting with them. They're joking around. And the group asks Abby and Austin if they want to join them for a shot. And the kids are like, hell yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, they're on vacation.
Yeah,
bro.
they're like, let's take a shot together. Woohoo. So the bartender takes all the shot glasses up on the bar. He pours all the shots and they all take it. 7 p.m. comes around and Ginny and John are sitting in the hotel lobby waiting for their kids to meet them so they could all go to dinner. A few minutes go by and the kids still aren't there. Then some more minutes. And then finally it is coming up on 8 o'clock. So they've been sitting there for almost an hour at this point waiting for their kids. And when it hits 8 o'clock, that's when Ginny and John are like, okay, maybe we should be a little like concerned where our kids are because this is not like them. Like at first they thought, you know, the time change, whatever.
This is gonna make me cry, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Okay, because I like really am feeling very attached to these children. They seem really sweet.
No, they seem really sweet. So they tried to call them on their cell phones, but I guess at the time, like the calls were not going through because the reception was really spotty, like in the area.
Yeah, and I mean when you're out of the country, anytime.
I mean, typically at these resorts, like the Wi-Fi, like you always get on the Wi-Fi and like you never have a problem. But
see, I just feel like hotel Wi-Fi always sucks.
Sometimes, I mean, nowadays, like when I went to the resort, like it was great.
Oh,
But the second you even like walk off the property, you can't get any reception.
Well, remember when I was in Vegas and I had to be on the Wi-Fi to do anything? I was like trying to like send you stuff for the podcast, and I was like, it literally is useless.
It's different everywhere you go.
Yeah.
But at this time, it just was really spotty. Calls were not going through. So Ginny decides she's going to go up to the hotel desk, and she's like, hey, can you call up to my kids' room? I just want to see like where they are, like what's going on. We had dinner plans. According to Ginny, the woman at the lobby desk seemed really flustered once Ginny asked to call up to the kids' room. She immediately walks away to go get a manager. When the manager comes back to the desk, they said to Ginny, where's your husband? And Ginny's like, why? What do you mean? What's the problem? And she's like, they said, you need to go get him ASAP because there's been an accident and Austin and Abbey are now at the hospital. The hotel tells Ginny and John that both Austin and Abbey were found face down in the pool, unconscious, and taken to the Hospitin Riviera Maya, which was about 14 miles away from the resort. This was not the biggest, nor was it the closest hospital to the resort.
Okay.
But that's the one they opted to go to for some reason.
Yeah. So that's already just fishy.
Already weird.
Smells bad. Yeah.
Also, the hotel staff claimed that they sent Ginny an email asking her to come down to the lobby after her kids were found in the pool. An email. But since the service was spotty, she never got it.
Also, wasn't she sitting in the lobby waiting?
Yeah, but they didn't realize that was her.
Oh, okay.
Apparently.
Okay.
And they sent her an email. They never tried to call her cell phone. They never tried to call her room.
Yeah.
They sent an email.
Yeah.
Being like, you need to come down to the lobby.
Yeah. Who
the fuck checks their email that often?
A ball was immediately dropped.
Yeah.
Especially when you're on vacation. Why would you even check your email on vacation?
Literally.
I know a lot of people who, like, the second they go on vacation or they're off work hours or whatever, do not look at their email.
But, like, I'm sorry. Someone's kids are found face down unconscious in a pool and you're going to email them?
Yeah, you just think there would be at least a little bit more effort put into, like, that is a very serious situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So apparently what had happened was a hotel guest saw Austin and Abbey floating face down in the pool and immediately ran to alert an employee saying, you know, there's 2 people drowning in the pool.
Yeah.
You need to go get help. And then when the staff got there, they pulled Austin out first and then pulled out Abbey, who allegedly had foam pouring from her nose and mouth.
Okay. Oh my God. So 20 and 22, you said?
Mm-hmm. They immediately rushed them to the hospital.
Well,
not immediately, but
and also not rushed. They went to a hospital way further away.
Yeah, they did. And also very strange that in a pool full of people, full of staff around, like there's literally a bartender. No one saw anything leading up to how they got.
Yeah,
face
so I was
down
gonna
in the
say
pool.
you would know better than me because I've never been to an all-inclusive resort. Like, would there ever be a time that they would be alone in the pool?
So the only time that it was like I went to like there was a couple different pools and I went.
Yeah.
Me and my husband went to this like little offshore island where they had another pool and a swim up bar, but the bartender was there the whole time.
Yeah.
Like the bartender
But
never leaves.
This is like the main pool. This
was the main pool, yeah.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine that there wouldn't be people around.
Yeah.
And no one had seen anything leading up to them being face down.
Well, and weren't they talking to a group of dudes?
They were, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So when Ginny and John get to the hospital, Austin was sedated, but he was stable.
Okay.
He was found with a golf-sized lump on his forehead and suffered a severe concussion.
Golf ball size?
Oh, sorry, golf ball-sized
Okay.
lump. Yes.
Sorry, I'm that was clear. I just wanted to make sure.
Yes.
Okay.
And suffered a severe concussion.
Okay.
But the doctor said he was going to be okay.
So he didn't drown to death?
No.
Wow. Okay. That's crazy. Okay.
Well, when he was found apparently kicking his feet.
Okay.
Abby was on a ventilator and she was unresponsive.
Ugh.
And her collarbone was broken.
Okay.
Just every detail of this is so weird.
Yes, is very weird.
So the doctors are now talking about transferring Abby to the ICU in Cancun because she is unresponsive to pretty much everything.
And I'm sure that's a larger hospital
Yes.
with more things. Yeah.
According to a newspaper article about the case, before they could transfer her, the hospital told Ginny and John that they needed to pay a bill of $6,300 for the ambulance rides and then pay another large deposit to cover the transportation to the ICU because she needed to be airlifted out.
I don't I don't know because I don't know how the healthcare system works in Mexico, I guess.
I don't either, but I just feel like when there's something this serious, you just do it and then you talk about that later.
Yeah, like that's how we do it here. Like you're gonna get the bill. Don't fucking.
But
you're gonna get it.
You're gonna get it, but let's save this person's life first. I don't know.
Yeah, you usually get it in the mail afterwards or whatever. But I guess like if they're tourists, they might just leave the country and not pay.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like I think it's in bad taste, but like also, I don't know how their healthcare system is set up in Mexico.
So Ginny ends up having to call her brother in the States and made arrangements for him to send like that kind of money to them so they could pay off these bills.
Yeah.
So he does. And the next day, Abby gets airlifted to the ICU in Cancun.
Okay. Yeah, because I do know like airlifts and stuff like that's expensive.
Yeah. So after checking her out at the ICU, the doctors informed Ginny and John, I'm going to cry, that she had no brain activity. And after hearing this, they spend the whole next day trying to figure out a way to get Abby back to the States. Just to get like a second opinion, maybe at like a bigger hospital.
Yeah.
And they were able to get her flown to the Broward Health Medical Center in Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Okay. And I'm sure they just confirmed.
So the doctors at this hospital spend the next couple of days running tests on Abby, and they unfortunately confirmed to the parents exactly what the doctors in Mexico had told them. Abby was brain dead, and she would not survive without the ventilator. Sorry, this is really fucking sad.
It is really sad. I hope. Okay.
So Abby was a very compassionate and loving person, and she had always made it clear that she wanted to be an organ donor. So that was on her license since she had gotten her license. So on January 12th, the family made the incredibly horrible and difficult decision to take her off of life support.
It is a horrible decision to have to make, but it is the kindest decision you can make. Anybody out there who may have experienced this, or maybe you will experience it, the kindest thing you can do is not force someone to live on a ventilator.
I mean, especially they
life.
straight up told her like she's not going to survive without the ventilator. So I love that the family
and
made that
was
decision.
able to save who knows how many other lives.
So she was able to save multiple lives by donating her eyes, her skin, and her heart to people that needed them.
I am a proud organ donor, and I'm also an organ donor shamer. Like when people tell me they're not an organ donor, I shame them.
No, I'm a proud organ donor as well.
There's no way you're going to want any of this shit after I die because I'm really running it into the ground. But I do think like literally anything that you can do is helpful.
No.
Yeah.
And that was something apparently that Abby like really made sure she made clear like she wanted to be an organ donor.
Yeah. Because that's the saddest thing when somebody makes it clear they want to be an organ donor and then their family's like, no, we refuse to let them. And it's like, literally their dying wish. Like being an organ donor is literally basically someone's dying wish.
Yeah.
Like to be able to save other people's lives. And
Yeah.
like that is so like nobody wants to think
like
nobody wants to think about dying, right? Like it's something we're all going to do one day, and everyone we know is going to die one day, but it's like the thing we constantly are trying to distract ourselves from that fact, right? And so having at 20 years old, having the thoughtfulness, the care, and also the awareness to not only just like check the little box on your license, but also to be like vocal and have like told your family, like, no, this is something that's important to me. Like if something bad happens to me, I need to be an organ donor. Like that to me speaks to the kind of person that this young lady was. And it's so unfortunate. And I'm sure I'm going to get even more pissed off and whatever. But that to me, and like that is such what a lasting legacy that is, just a one of kindness.
I agree.
Life is fleeting, life is short, and it sucks. And I'm so happy that she was able to at least have that dignity in her death.
I agree.
Yeah.
So Abby's official cause of death was ruled as an accidental drowning.
Yeah.
But obviously the family was not convinced that that is what happened. And they were pretty sure that something else must have happened in the situation.
Well, I mean, why would two grown adults just suddenly, I mean, unless you can test their alcohol and they were both like beyond blacked out, but
we're going to get into the nitty gritty here. So Austin says that he remembers meeting this group of guys at the swim up bar and they partook in a shot with them. Mm-hmm. He said he didn't remember exactly what was in the shot. He thought that it was kind of like a Jaeger bomb shot just based on how it tasted.
Okay. Bitter or whatever.
Yeah.
But bitter, a lot of things taste bitter.
Bitter. Yeah, exactly. Bitter, a little sweet, whatever. He did say that him and Abby had about 4 shots of tequila already, like while they had been in the pool.
Yeah.
So like right before that, and then that Jaeger bomb shot or whatever it was with the guys was their final shot that they took.
Got it.
And then he doesn't remember anything.
Got it. Okay.
Obviously, Abby, she was a small girl. She was like 130 pounds. So yeah, 4 or 5 shots in a shorter amount of time is absolutely going to fuck you up.
Yeah.
Austin, he was 6'2", and he had drank throughout college, right? So he claimed, I could handle a couple shots. Like I've never had an issue.
Well, and also like, I mean, 4 shots, right? Mm-hmm. She's also a college kid.
Yeah.
And
I mean, you would be fucked up, but like to black out like that.
I mean, you'd be drunk. I don't even know if you'd be fucked up.
Yeah,
if I took 4 shots over like a span of a couple hours.
I've seen my friends that are that size take 5 shots in literally an hour and they were fine.
Yeah.
Well, not fine, but they were drunk, but like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. They weren't like, I'm going to fucking break my collarbone and fall into a pool and die drunk.
Yeah, exactly.
Which, like, once again, if you're like someone who like never drinks, like absolutely, because I have friends who never drink and they get drunk off of like 1 glass of wine.
Yeah. But
based on the way he's talking is like, these are people, like they drink.
Yeah.
And like she was excited to be able to drink at a bar because, so clearly she drinks.
Right.
People drink underage. Oh my gosh, shocking. But like, so that's why I'm like, that doesn't seem like a crazy excessive amount to have drank in that time period to be like that.
Yeah.
Gone. You know what I mean?
The toxicology reports from the Playa del Carmen Medical Clinic showed that Austin's blood alcohol level was 0.26.
Oh, that's crazy.
Which is 3 times the legal limit.
Yeah, that's black. I mean, that is blackout.
Yeah, and Abby's was 0.25.
Jesus, so they were really fucked up.
Yeah.
They had to have drank more than that.
I don't know. He claims that that's all they had.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know where this story is going. I'm assuming it's going in a roofie direction. I've been roofied.
I also have been roofied.
And it actually does make you forget other things in the day before it happened because it just fucks up your memory of the whole day. Like the day that it happened to me, I have a very hazy memory of that whole day because of it. So that also could be part of it. Or also he's 22 and he's probably embarrassed and his parents are like,
it's possible.
And he probably feels guilty. And I mean, there's so many factors, but to me, I'm like, but there's no fucking cameras on at this resort.
That's the thing is like, even if they did get really, really fucked up and they were both like that intoxicated, right?
Yeah.
Like, let's say they did.
And I know people like to go ham at all-inclusive things because you want to get your money's worth.
But like,
we're not judging, for the record.
here's the thing, right? They are both very different heights and weights, right?
Yeah.
Both of them ended up completely blacking out after that final shot
Yeah.
that they had with those men and almost drowned in the pool without anyone seeing what had happened to them.
Yeah.
Which is really weird and bizarre. How would Austin get that huge lump on his forehead and get a concussion?
Yeah.
And why did Abby break her collarbone? Like, what? How did no one see any of that happening?
Yeah.
Right? Like,
And
that just seems
where
really
would
weird.
that have happened before they got into the pool? So when they
No, it was in the pool. They took the shot in the pool at the swim up bar.
okay. So
everything was in the pool.
They hadn't even left the pool.
No.
Okay.
They were literally at the swim up bar, and it's 4 feet deep, the pool. So, like, how would no one have seen any of this happen?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like, I know alcohol makes people act in ways they would not normally act, and also it makes people be dangerous. But yeah, I am like, the breaking of the collarbone thing is very confusing because like it's not easy to break your bones.
No.
And also that's like one of those painful injuries you can
Yeah,
get.
right. Like, she would have screamed. Like, wouldn't have I just don't understand how there was nobody around that would have seen any of this happen.
Yeah.
And also, apparently, that group of guys that they were with just disappeared. No one ever knew who they were, saw them again. Like, that's weird.
I mean, I know. Yeah.
I don't know. It just seems really weird. I don't know.
It does.
I don't even know. I don't even have like an explanation for what could have happened because it just seems so weird.
The broken collarbone is really what's throwing me off. Like the head thing, I'm like, okay, drunk people fucking hit their head all the time.
Yeah, like he could have dove into the 4 foot, shallow end and hit his head.
It's the fact that both of them. It's very strange.
And then nothing else happened to anybody else.
Were they tested for anything else in their blood, or
apparently they were, and
okay,
from it's just so confusing because the investigation that was happening seemed to be really just they didn't seem to care too much.
Well, so I mean, tourism money is important to places like that, to like towns or cities like that, right? And especially all inclusive resorts. Like the whole point is like you're supposed to feel safe, whatever. And like so you see this a lot with like I'm not even saying anything about like Mexico or whatever, just anywhere that is like a tourist destination, anything bad happening there. It's like
they don't want the bad press.
Yeah, like let's get this. They got too drunk and they drowned, whatever, right? And like they really could have. I don't know, but like, and I know I see more pages, so there's gonna be more information, but like that is something that does happen where they're like, well, we don't want an investigation because if it does turn out that something bad happened, one of our employees did something or one of our other guests did something, like that is, like you said, bad press, and that is money. And unfortunately, we live under capitalism, and capitalism ruins everything. So like that's
So John, the stepdad, he filed a police report. And he tried to get them to, launch an investigation and do all this stuff. But the police kept insisting that this was an accidental drowning. Like the family felt like they were trying to brush it under the rug and just be like, no, it was an accidental drowning. So the family then gets an American law firm that has a sister office in Mexico to help them.
Okay.
And what they discovered was that the police down there had done a very limited investigation. They only interviewed 3 hotel staff members, which were the pool manager and the 2 security guards that arrived to the scene after the guests had alerted them about the people drowning.
Sorry, I'm just trying to like really piece this together in my head. So they were found drowning in this pool that has a swim up bar. So there's a bartender at this bar.
That's what I'm saying. How did nobody see this? They didn't even
Do we
talk
have like
to the
pictures
bartender
of this place?
There are pictures online apparently of them, but I didn't want to look.
Oh, I don't want pictures of them.
Okay.
I want pictures of like I want to see the layout of this fucking pool. Sorry, like I'm trying to like imagine a way, because you know me, I always think there's something afoot, but I'm trying to imagine a way where like he just couldn't have seen him.
Yeah. So it's the Iberostar, Iberostar.
Well, they did a good job covering this up.
Yeah, no.
When you Google this, their names don't even like auto-populate in the Google search.
I know.
Okay. I mean, if that's a big pool. So I guess like
That
if
is a big pool.
they swim up over here, like, and we'll have pictures of this on the Instagram. And so like this is what I'm trying to say. Like, okay, let's say like the bar's like over here and they're in this shallow section drowning. Maybe the bartender couldn't see them.
No,
but
I
also,
think they were in, because the swim up bar is also shallow. It's like you can stand.
yeah, you can.
I think they were right by that area. Like I think they were by the bar.
Because it's like a big pool, but like, and you said that this is during winter break, right?
Correct.
Like that, this place would be fucking packed. You would think.
But I've been to these kind of resorts. There's always staff members walking around.
Yeah.
Like always.
Huh. It's really weird. How did you?
That
even
is a
find
really
this story?
big pool.
How did you
Dude,
find this story?
I came across this in just the weirdest way.
Because literally, when you Google it, nothing comes up about them. That's kind of crazy, actually.
That pool is really big though.
Yeah, that it's a really big pool, but to me that implies that there's a lot of
People
people
around. Yeah.
there. Okay, continue. I might scroll through some more pictures just to get like a mental image of what's happening here.
That's fine.
But I am paying attention. I'm just looking at pictures. I'm putting myself there.
No, I get it.
I'm doing some investigating.
So apparently someone, quote unquote, that was unnamed and unknown came forward at some point to somebody.
And made like a comment or whatever?
Yeah, said that they
Okay.
saw Abby sitting on the edge of the pool at 7:03 and she was visibly drunk.
Okay.
But that
What was the time that they took the shot? Did we know, or was it just
anytime
before
between
7?
Anytime between 5:30 and 7.
Okay.
But like, I mean, they couldn't have been there that long, right? Someone would have seen them. It
Yeah.
just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And also, Austin didn't drown, right? So like, I don't.
So like they couldn't have been that. See, that's
I
the thing.
just don't know.
When you said that he was not brain dead.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, so that means they had to have been face down in the pool for only like 2 minutes,
Right.
But like the fact that she was means that she would have had to have been longer than him.
I don't know.
Because like the 10 seconds of pulling him out before her shouldn't have made that big of a
Right.
difference. That's so weird. So they saw it at 7:03, but then so she would have had to have broken her collarbone.
But okay, so this also raised really like crazy red flags to Ginny and John
Yeah.
because they were sitting in the lobby from 7:00 to 8:00. So they were like, okay, I'm sorry. If 2 people were being transported by ambulance after just drowning in the pool.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
There would have been a commotion. They would have seen people running back and forth. They would have heard the ambulance. They didn't see or hear anything.
Interesting. Yeah.
Which like what?
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Huh.
Like it doesn't make sense.
God, this place is expensive.
Yeah. You gotta be rich.
Yeah, it's like $500 a night.
Yeah.
Okay, so sorry, I'm like really trying to. This is like a very baffling story, but like there's part of me that's like, well, yeah,
I mean, here's the thing.
they don't want to disrupt their guests, and they would probably yes. Do I think that they would put somebody's life at risk to do it to try and get them out quietly instead of causing a commotion? Yeah, absolutely. I believe that a corporation would do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because
In my opinion,
here's the
this is
thing.
all my thoughts and opinions, allegedly.
It definitely could have just been they got too drunk. Somehow they fell. I mean, it's really just that both of them ended up face down with different things happening to them.
Yes.
That is so weird because
Yeah.
that I can't make sense of.
Them both being face down in the pool to me is very
Next to each other
strange.
too.
Yeah.
Like it just seems, I don't know. And then I'm like, I don't know. Could those guys have like done something and then like hurt them and then threw them in the pool? I don't know.
Yeah.
But how did no one see that? How do you not see any of this at a busy, expensive resort?
Yeah, it's during Christmas break, which is like when these resorts get really busy.
Yeah.
Because the weather down there is nice and people are off school and whatever. It's not like they're in the off season. Winter is not the off season for stuff like this.
Yeah.
It's busy. But I mean, clearly somebody found them pretty quickly because once again, he did not
Drown.
drown
Right.
to death. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, once again, I'm looking at this pool. I'm like, okay, it's a much bigger pool than I was expecting.
Yeah, it is really big.
But I'm like, it just would have to be so dead. And like 7 p.m. I don't know.
I mean, that's literally the time where everyone's walking around going to dinner and stuff.
Yeah.
I
It's not like
just-
it was like 7 a.m. and it's like,
Yeah.
well, everyone's sleeping it off because they got drunk the night before or whatever.
Like from my personal experience at a resort like that, 5 to 10 is
Busiest
it's
time.
bumping.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I just don't. I don't know. But to this day, the family is literally still trying to figure out exactly what happened to Abby. Austin believes that they were drugged. Like he's just kind of convinced because he's like, I don't understand. I wasn't drunk, and then I took that last shot, and I don't remember anything.
Yeah.
And like that, I mean, that happened to me, right? Like
Yeah,
I was drinking and I was having a good time, but I wasn't drunk or blacked out. And then I take one shot and I don't remember anything.
Yeah.
Like that's, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So when this case came out in the newspapers and the media, a bunch of people came out and said that similar things happened to them at resorts in Carmen del Playa and all around Cancun.
I mean, it does happen. It
yeah.
happens because when people know that you're a tourist, I mean, in any country,
People were literally saying like, me and my husband, went out to the pool, had one mimosa, blacked out, don't remember anything, and woke up on the beach at 10 p.m.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy.
It is crazy.
So I feel very heartbroken for this family.
Yeah, it's awful.
Like the idea of you think like you're going to go spend just the most magical vacation with your family and then you don't even get 3 hours into it and then this happens.
Yeah.
And your whole world is over basically,
Well, and dealing with something when you're in a foreign country, you don't speak the language,
Yes.
you don't know the policies, you don't know how things work. It just adds this whole other layer of difficulty and heartbreak to it that I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, on a slightly more heartwarming note, Abby's father, Bill Conner, he rode his bicycle 2,500 miles to raise awareness about organ donation. And he went from Wisconsin all the way to Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And then he biked to Baton Rouge, Louisiana to meet the boy that got his daughter's heart.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
His name was Lumonth Jack. And Bill got to hear his daughter's heartbeat one last time.
Okay.
And to a horribly, horribly tragic story, Bill is still trying to make sure he's raising awareness about organ donation and the importance of that in his daughter's memory. So,
Yeah. First of all, this young woman was clearly so loved.
Yes.
So deeply loved, which what a privilege, right? A lot of us don't get to experience the amount of love that she had in 20 years in our entire lives. Like, what a deeply loved young woman, and that probably speaks to why she was so compassionate and so giving herself. But did you know that a lot of memory lives in the heart, in heart cells? So there are people who get heart transplants and they develop a love for a food that they've never liked before, and then they find out that that was the donor's favorite food, right? Or they suddenly become a huge sports fan, and then they find out the donor was a huge sports fan. So a lot of memory cells actually live in the heart. And I just read a study on this, I'm not kidding, 4 days ago. That's why it's on my head. And so by donating your organs or letting your loved one's organs be donated, you are literally letting a part of them live on. Quite literally. And it might not be in the way that you wish that it was, and that is horrible, but you literally get to let a part of your loved one live on further. Their lungs are breathing still.
yeah.
Their heart is beating. It might not be in the way that we wish it was, but it is. And that to me is so beautiful, and is one of the reasons that I love organ donation beyond just I think just greater good is always something that I just strive to, be part of.
Yeah.
But you literally get to continue to live and live on or your loved one gets to continue to live and live on. And also allow that person to continue to be loved the way you were loved, right? Like this young woman was so loved, and now this person who got their heart gets to continue to be loved, and her heart gets to continue to be loved.
Yeah.
That is a heartbreaking story.
Yeah.
As soon as I pulled up even the pictures, it said like there's still an ongoing lawsuit.
No, there's still like the family wants answers so bad.
I thought there were cameras like everywhere on places that.
That's the thing that I don't understand. Where are the cameras? Where is the footage?
Yeah, like
I don't understand.
Like, you know, when you're in a hotel or whatever, I thought you couldn't go anywhere without a camera beside your room.
I genuinely think like it really just seems like
something weird.
Something was covered up like so bad.
Yeah.
Because it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it doesn't really make sense to me either. So I don't know. Yeah.
And if it was, it's like if it was an accidental drowning, like if they just got really drunk and everything was an accident, like show the family the tapes at least so they can just know that. Because I know there's cameras.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But that's what I'm saying. Like the investigation, like the police just did not.
Yeah.
I think they helped cover it, to be honest. Probably because they wanted the tourism. I don't know. In my opinion.
Yeah.
But rest in peace, Abby. I just hope that the family one day can feel, I don't know, some sort of peace, I guess.
Yeah. I hope you get the answers. Because here's the thing. If I was one of those young men who had taken the shot with them,
come forward. That's what I'm saying.
But the thing is, this isn't in the media. They might not even fucking know that they died.
They might not.
Like, how would they? If they were never contacted or
it
whatever?
It was in newspapers, but
it's like,
how
many things are in, you know what I mean?
Well, I think it was in the Milwaukee, Wisconsin newspaper. I don't even know if it was in any newspapers in Mexico. So.
Yeah. Well, once again, even as soon as I Googled that place, it did not auto-populate with their names. Even after I put in Abbey and I put and Austin, it tried to go wedding. Like it literally, like this story is not what comes up when you look this place up. So like I can imagine like those dudes might know something, but they were literally never contacted. So how would they even know? And like you said, the parents were literally sitting in the lobby.
Yeah, the whole time.
And they didn't see any commotion. They wouldn't have known anything happened. And so how would these 4 boys or whatever know?
I have no idea.
Yeah. And it just sucks because it's like drinking is something that a lot of adults do. And I do feel like it's one of those things that people like to be like, oh, well, you were drinking.
Right.
And like,
and they try to just be like, well, you did it to yourself. Like,
yeah. But it's like, come on, like grow up. Like we can't live like that. And also like there should have been staff and their staff should be trained enough to not fucking, if they were just so fucking blacked out drunk, to not overserve them. If they were so visibly drunk, why were they continued to give alcohol to them? And why did staff not step in? Like that is literally the reason you have staff at places like this.
Yeah. And like security members are walking around. Like I don't know.
I mean, it all just stinks to high heaven. And whether it's they just wanted to shove everything under the rug because they realized that they might have been liable. Because if you overserve, you literally are liable. I mean, once again, I don't know in Mexico. I'm talking like it's America. I don't know the rules in Mexico, so I don't know. Maybe they're not. But yeah, it just seems like it was like, oh, this is going to be bad PR, so we need to just pretend like it didn't happen. And the problem is, like, even if they were just really fucking drunk, if the family could get answers, they would stop digging. They would stop bringing it up. Like, it would be better for them to just know what happened for real.
Yeah.
You know? At least you would think. I don't know. Yeah.
That story just broke my heart.
Yeah, that was extremely heartbreaking.
I know.
And I just, I can't imagine the guilt that poor Austin lives with now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, fucking Jesus, you weren't lying when you said you had a depressing one.
I know.
But it's okay. I understand.
I was in too deep.
How about we end it with a listener story?
Let's do that.
All right, so this is from Joe.
Hi, Joe.
And Joe says, "What up, ladies? I have so many insane, spooky stories to share, but I will keep it short. In my childhood home, there is an intriguing backstory. Initially, it belonged to my grandpa's wife, but she was asked to leave when my grandma, his ex-wife, needed a place to stay.
Okay.
Given that my grandma had given birth to 8 of his children, it was only fair that they took precedence. I have to agree.
Yeah. All right. You know what? Okay, Grandpa.
Little did we know, the house harbored a very dark history. As we later uncovered, evidence suggesting that my grandpa's wife had been heavily involved in witchcraft.
Oh.
I will share that the title of this email was "My Step-Grandma Was a Witch."
Okay.
The eerie occurrences we experienced, now understood to be paranormal, were linked to her mystical practices. And this was revealed when we stumbled upon peculiar objects buried in the backyard.
Not the objects buried
Not
in the
peculiar
backyard.
objects. Entering the house always sent shivers down our spines. The long hallway, culminating in a mirror at the end, always created an anticipation of seeing something lurking behind you.
Jesus.
Okay, sorry, quick aside. I used to babysit at this house that was 2 stories, like when I was like in high school or whatever. And they had a huge mirror, like over the landing of the steps, because the stairs kind of like you went down, you take a left, and then they go down the other way, you know? Mm-hmm. And they had this huge mirror above that part. And so every time I would go up or down the stairs, I would be convinced I was going to see someone at the top of the stairs.
Yeah, always.
Like every single time. I would literally like close my eyes. Like that was going to help.
If anything, you're just going to trip and fall down
Yeah,
the stairs,
literally. Yeah.
You know?
Sorry. I lost my place because I had to talk about myself. Shocker. When my sisters and I were about 7 and 10, we decided to scare everyone in the house and open all the cabinets and drawers in the kitchen for someone to find. That's a good prank, actually.
That is.
We laughed amongst ourselves when the prank was successful and we heard screaming. 2 nights later, though, we woke up in the middle of the night to get some water, and I discover that all of the cabinets and drawers in the kitchen were open. We never told anybody we had done this 2 nights prior, so it couldn't have even been our aunts or uncles playing pranks on us. We were terrified, and needless to say, we never played another prank again, sensing an ominous presence disapproving of our mockery. Another story I had in that house before I moved out was in 2009 when my grandma passed away. She did not pass in the house. It was a car accident in Mexico.
Oh.
As a Hispanic family, we are devoted Catholics. Not me, though. I'm agnostic. Same girl. So when she passed, my aunt had a priest come to the house to bless it. The priest walked through the house room by room with a candle and holy water. Sidebar, my room was conjoined with my mom's room, which was my grandpa's wife's room.
Oh,
okay.
The witch.
The witch. You should have just called her the witch. I could have kept that storyline straighter in my head. I'm kind of stupid. You got to remember this, guys. When the priest walked into my room, the candle started flickering as if there was wind, and then it went out. The look of shock on his face said it all. He did not make it to my mom's room. He just walked out.
I'm sorry. If the priest that's blessing the house walks out, you got to move.
Craigslist that house immediately.
you got to flee in the middle of the night. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, you got to flee. If the priest is afraid of your house, you're fleeing.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's a fair assessment.
Absolutely.
My younger sister still resides there, and when I visit, I dread the walk down the hall to her room as that eerie feeling is still there. I hope you enjoyed my story. I have more that come from my mom and her siblings growing up, from them citing duendes to La Mona Peluda. Ooh, I don't even know what those things are. Please send them in. So if you'd like to hear those, yes, I would like to hear those, Jo.
I would.
P.S. I used to party all along 4th Street in my 20s. I wonder if we ever bumped into each other. Holy moly is king.
Oh, yes.
Oh, Jo. Jo. Yeah. If you ever hung out at the Stash Bar or at the Pike.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, anywhere around 4th Street.
O'Connell's. We were there, baby.
Yeah.
I'm still there, baby.
You will bump into her.
You literally will. Oh my gosh, it has happened before. And Love Holy Moly literally lived off of their potato tacos when I was a vegetarian and poor, because they were like 40 cents each. So good. Or their loaded potatoes.
The carne asada fries.
The Papa's nachos.
Papa's nachos.
Yeah,
yes.
So good. Thank you for sharing that, Jo. If you have a story you would like to share with us, you can do that at dtkpod.com/contact. You can also find, like I said, our YouTube, our Patreon, Other ways to support us, like buy us a beer or leave us a review on dtkpod.com as well. We have some fun crossovers coming up. We're going to be on the live stream for Andy Tate's Let's Not Meet.
Yeah, this week.
This week, is it Friday?
Mm-hmm.
On Friday, so 2 days from this coming out today. And then we're also going to be doing a really fun brand new partnership crossover with
Dirty Money
Moves. And Jamie, who's the host of that, is just the sweetest, coolest chick
Literally
ever.
so cool.
And you know we love a scammer, so make sure you go check out her podcast, Dirty Money Moves. She also does Murder-ish, which
Yes.
you probably have heard of because it's quite popular. So we're going to be doing a crossover with her soon too, so make sure you keep your eyes peeled for that one.
That's right, baby.
We
Sorry for being weird today, guys. I just
Listen,
I don't know what else to tell you.
There's something in the air. Everybody's a little weird.
Yeah.
My dog wears a shirt now.
She
I don't know.
does.
There's a
That's
lot
true.
to unpack. But thank you guys so much for listening. We really appreciate you. And I hope you know when we tell you that we love, appreciate, and will fucking fight to the death for you, no matter what your color creed is.
Mm-hmm.
We mean it.
We do.
Because we might be real haters, but we're also real lovers.
I agree. Everything she's saying, I just agree with.
Yeah.
It's true.
So we hope you enjoyed the episode, and make sure you check out all the information in the description of this episode if you want to click any of those fun little links. I promise we're not like the Wicked dolls and it goes to porn.
Oh my gosh.
Did you hear about that?
Yes, I did.
Google that one. That's a funny one. But yeah, so thank you so much for listening. And most importantly, make sure you keep that front door locked.
Make sure you keep your mind open.
And keep drinking the Kool-Aid.